there are other black flags that will come from with Al Mahdi, whose name is Muhammad ibn Abdullah, from the descendants of Ali al Fatimi, from the descendants of Fatima, and from the descendants of Al Hassan or Al Hussein. Allah will rectify him in a single night, meaning that He will forgive him, guide him, make him understand, and make him wise after not having been of that description. Allah will provide him with help from the people of the East who will support him and establish his rule. Their flags will be black, a color which carries with it dignity. The flag of the Messenger of Allah was black, and it was called Al-Iqab. Khalid ibn Walid planted it in the ground in 8th Thunayah, which is eastern Damascus. This is when he came from Iraq. Similarly, when the Prophet entered Mecca during its conquest, he wore a black helmet on his head, and according to another narration, he was wearing a black turban over his helmet. So the promised Mahdi, who is to come at the end of times, first comes from the east, and then people will pledge allegiance to him beside the Kaaba. Reported that the Prophet said, "In my nation there will be the Mahdi if his period is shortened. Then his rule is for 7 years, otherwise it is for 9 years. My nation will enjoy blessings the likes of which it had never previously heard of. The earth will give forth its fruits, and none of it will be stored away. Wealth in those days will be abundant. A man will stand and say, O Mahdi, give me. He will answer, take. Related that Abu Sa'id al Khudri said, we feared that there would be a hadath, something new but objectionable, and so we asked the Prophet. He said, indeed, in my nation there is the Mahdi, and he will come out and live for 5 or 6 or 9. A man will go to him and say, O Mahdi, give me. He will throw handfuls into the man's garment, filling it with whatever the man is able to carry. This hadith is Hasan, and it has been related through other chains from the Prophet. This indicates that after he appears, the Mahdi will at most live for another 9 years, and at the very least for 5 or 7 years, and perhaps he is the Khalifa who throws handfuls of wealth to the people, and Allah knows best. During his rule, crops will be plentiful, wealth will be abundant, his rule will be strong and victorious, his enemy will be subdued, and goodness during his days will be constant. In another narration, Abu Sa'id reported that a man said, by Allah, no ruler comes to us except that he is more evil than the one before him. Replied, had it not been for something I heard from the Messenger of Allah, I would have said the same as you say. I heard the Messenger of Allah say, indeed, from your rulers will be a ruler who will throw handfuls of wealth without counting it. A man will come to him and ask for charity. The man will spread out his garment while the ruler throws handfuls into it. The Messenger of Allah was wearing a coarse overgarment and was displaying what that man would do. He then gathered it at its shoulders and said, he will take it and leave. Ahmad alone related it through this chain, and said that he heard the Messenger of Allah say, we, the children of Abdul Muttalib, are the chiefs of the dwellers of paradise. Hamza Ali, and however, One of the narrations one of the narrators of this hadith is unknown, and this hadith is munkar. In another narration, related that the Messenger of Allah said, "The matter will not increase except in harshness, nor the world except in turning away, nor men except in miscellaneous and, and avarice, and the hour will not arrive except upon the most evil of people is none other than Isa ibn Maryam." This hadith is known to be related by Muhammad ibn Khalid the Moa and Sheikh. More than one narration has been related from him, and he is not unknown as is claimed by Al-Hakim. In fact, it is related from Ibn Mu'in that he ruled him to be trustworthy. Some narrators relate it in the form of a mursal narration. At first glance, this last hadith is in conflict with those hadith we related which established that the Mahdi is not Isa ibn Maryam, and that the Mahdi will come before Isa ibn Maryam descends. It seems that this is though, and Allah knows best. However, upon reflection, one should see that there is no contradiction. What is meant in the previous narration is that the true Mahdi, in the complete sense, is Isa ibn Maryam. This does not negate the possibility of there being another Mahdi as well, and Allah knows best.